Hey guys, it's Haley and welcome to another bookish video. Today I'm going to be getting into my October TBR. October is my favorite reading month because it's Halloween and I'm a horror reader, I'm a thriller reader. It's just a spooky month for me to perfectly read my spooky books that I'm always in the mood for, but the mood reading in me loves that it fits the season. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys every single one of the books on my TBR for October. These are going to be the books that I'm going to be choosing from, not only for the month, but also for my readathon. I do have a set aside TBR for my readathon. If you didn't know, I host an annual readathon every single year in October. I host Happy Hailey-ween, the week leading up to Halloween, because I'm Haley and I love Halloween. So if you missed my announcement video, I will have all the details linked up above and down below. I also gave recommendations for every single one of the prompts, so if you're worried like, I don't know what a readathon is, I've never done that before, I don't know how to participate, don't worry, I have recommendations for every single part of it and I will guide you through it in that video. So I'm going to briefly go over my Hailey-ween TBR. I'm also going to share with you all the books that I want to read in the month of October. Let's do a quick review of my Happy Hailey-ween TBR. First up, we have a horror novella, and that is Midnight on Beacon Street by Emily Ruth Verona. This is a quick little creepy horror story about a girl in the 90s who is tasked on watching these little kids. She does her little like babysitter gig for extra money, as you do, but creepy things start happening around this house while she's watching the kids. She's watching a horror movie. At first she thinks she might be paranoid, but the calls with no one on the other end of the line and scary noises happening in the house, this just feels like it's gonna be a tropey horror story that I grew up reading, like scary stories to tell in the dark but for adults, and that is exactly what I want for my readathon. It also fits a couple of those prompts. Next up, I have a romance to break up all the horror since I'm going to be binging these books for the week. I wanted something to kind of give me a different energy. It's still spooky though. That is Fang Fiction by Kate Stayman London. This is about a girl who is obsessed with fan fiction about this fictional like vampire. I can't remember if it's like a show or a romance novel. Yeah. Okay, so until she is contacted by one of these fictional vampires and she has to travel into his realm and like help him, and they fall in love. Fanfic, vampire boys, time traveling through different realities. Yeah, sign me up. Next up, I have something quite a bit darker, and that is Tell Me I'm Worthless by Alison Rumfitz. This is a queer story. I believe we're following a trans main character, and she had this really harrowing experience at this haunted house. Now it's years later, and her friend is stuck in this haunted house, and she has to get herself to go back, face her trauma in order to save her friend. I've heard this is really evocative and really dark, and I cannot wait to get into it. Y'all know I love some like socially conscious horror, and I believe that that is what this is going to be. And wrapping up my Hailey-ween TBR, we have The White Guy Dies First. This is by a collection of BIPOC authors, but it was edited by Terry J. Benton Walker. And all of these sound like the same socially conscious horror that I usually like. Some authors that are included in here are Alexis Henderson, Chloe Gong, Kaylin Bayron, Tiffany D. Jackson, like some of my absolute favorites, so I'm excited to read more from them. And there's everything from killer clowns to slashers to cannibals, haunted houses, modern villains, ancient terrors, literally everything. And I've heard really great things about it, so I'm excited to get into it. So that's that for Hailey-ween, or I guess that's what I have planned at this point, but that could definitely change knowing my mood reading as self. Usually if I have a readathon TBR, I call an audible at the last second, so you're definitely going to want to participate along with me and watch my vlogs, watch my streams, all of that to catch up on what I'm actually going to be reading. But let's go ahead and just get into this massive stack of books that I have for the rest of my October TBR, because I don't have like cute little sections like I've been doing this year. When I filmed most of my 2025 monthly TBRs, they're like cute little sections that I know I want to read like these books for a vlog and this this for a certain thing and blah, blah, blah. No, there's none of that in October. I just picked a bunch of spooky feeling stuff off of my shelves that I've been kind of eyeing for Halloween season. And I just put it in a big stack, and this is what I'm gonna choose from for the month. There's no rhyme or reason. We're just diving in. So first I have a body horror, really gore heavy horror book by Jess Hagman or Hageman, I literally don't know, but she's a local author to Austin, and this was featured at one of my favorite bookshops. That's what sucked me in, and it's actually a signed copy, so really happy about that. Anyway, this is Head Cheese. Y'all know I like something gross, so I'm really excited for this. It says, the day Lori accidentally cuts off her little toe, she discovers what it's like to be able-bodied and not want that body. After Bartholomew loses his left arm, he is inspired to start a new kind of church, one where amputation and sex are both types of performance art. Trice, a prosthetics engineer, receives the assignment of a lifetime when he's asked to rebuild his son's crippled frame. And haunted by the memory of his dead wife, George has to take the ultimate measures to exorcise her ghost for good. From sexual fetish to the clinical diagnosis of body integrity identity disorder, Head Cheese makes the first cut, peeling back the epidermis to peer inside the minds and hearts of 26 people navigating the topography of flesh. So I feel like there's gonna be some disability rep in here, some talk about disability or body differences through the lens of body horror. I want stuff like The Substance, inject it in my veins. I'm ready for it. Next up, we have a book from one of my favorite authors. This is Delilah S. Dawson's It Will Only Hurt for a Moment, and I have historically loved every single thing that I've read from this author, so I'm hoping that this will not be the exception. This is actually a thriller, not super horror-y. It's described as a young woman hoping to reinvent herself and find her muse at an isolated artist colony, only to be drawn into the colony's dark and twisted past. So she is starting over, she's on the run from her crazy ex, and she's trying to start a new beginning at Tranquil Falls. So it's like a culty kind of artist colony vibe. But when she uncovers the body of a young woman there, she starts to notice that everyone is acting weird around her. And she wants to uncover what happened to this woman and also the dark history of this artist colony, and of course survive. I don't historically love cult stories, but I'm hoping that because I love Delilah S. Dawson's writing that I will enjoy this one. I have another book that is super spooky from one of my tried and true favorite authors. I've also loved everything that I picked up from Craig DeLuey, so I wanted to read episode 13. This is also like perfect for spooky season, and I've heard the audio is amazing and like very creepy and vibey. This is about a paranormal like ghost hunting show called Fade to Black, where a husband and wife team basically go ghost hunting. And on episode 13 of their show, it is the Holy Grail, the Paranormal Research Foundation, a crumbling derelict mansion that holds secrets and clues about bizarre experiments that took place in the 1970s. It's also undoubtedly haunted, and the husband hopes to use scientific techniques to prove it. But as the house begins to slowly reveal itself to the crew, proof of an afterlife might not be everything that they dreamed of. This sounds so good. I love Craig DeLuey's writing style. Like there's always a kind of like clever, funny, it's like macabre humor. Like there's always a little edge to Craig DeLuey's books, and I hope that that's what I'm gonna get from this one as well. Next up, I have a much anticipated sequel to one of my favorites from last year. Last year I read Blood Like Mine, which was about a mother-daughter duo that was on the run from the police for some kind of reason that we had to figure out over the course of the book. When we figured it out, oh my god, I loved it so much. It reminded me of First Light by Liz Kieran, which was one of my favorite books from a couple years ago, and I'm so excited that we get a follow-up. I have an arc of Blood Like Ours by Stuart Neville. Obviously, we're gonna keep following the mother-daughter duo and see what happens to them next. I'm so excited to continue their story because I liked the first one so much. I believe this one will come out in October. So if you read the last one on my recommendation, definitely pick up the sequel. I'm sure you can pre-order it and it comes out this month. Next up, we got a classic, and I posted this one on Instagram and I got a lot of mixed messages about it. So I'm really looking forward to getting into it and seeing what I think. This is Flowers in the Attic by V.C. Andrews. Can't believe I've never read it. As a seasoned horror reader, like, you would think this would be one of my go-tos. However, I've just never gotten around to it. I don't really know what it's about. I just know that there's like siblings that live in a house with their mom, but also their grandma. I think their grandma's evil. I don't really want to read the back description because I don't really want to know. I just want to find out what is leaving people so shook and why this one has been so highly talked about for so many years. I feel like this is a standout in horror fiction and I have to do my due diligence and read it. Next up, this is a book that's been on my October TBR for a few years now, so I just need to go ahead and read it, and that is The Saturday Night Ghost Club by Craig Davidson. I believe that this is a pseudonym for Grady Hendrix. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think so. Or maybe it's Nick Cutter? Maybe Nick Cutter, who wrote The Troop. It's one of those two. I can't remember. If somebody knows, please correct me in the comments and I'll pin your comment. But this book takes place in the 1980s and it sounds like total Stranger Things vibes. A group of kids get together for the Saturday Night Ghost Club where they talk about the occult and conspiracy theories and like what unsupervised kids will get into. But as summer goes on, what begins as a seemingly lighthearted project to uncover dark mysteries gets darker than anyone could have ever imagined. So it goes off into the realm of horror. So excited to read it. It feels perfect for Halloween. And as I highly anticipate Stranger Things season 5, I feel like that will hold me off. God, you guys, I literally cannot wait for it. I can't believe they're making me wait so long and wait so long in between episodes. Like, why are you doing this to me? Also, if Eddie doesn't come back, because I am one of those delusional people that truly believes that Eddie will come back, if it doesn't happen, y'all might have to put me on a watch of some kind. I don't know what kind, but I'm gonna need support. Next up, I have some thrillers, of course. Another one from Chevy Stevens, since I've been obsessed with her lately, is Dark Roads. I love the deckled edges. Ooh, you know, I'm a hoe for deckled edges. It says the Cold Creek Highway stretches for 500 miles through rugged wilderness, and for decades, young women traveling the road have gone missing. But no killer or abductor has ever been brought to justice. The main character of this book is named Hailey, and it's spelled just like my name. It says Hailey McBride calls Cold Creek home, and her father taught her to respect nature and to live and survive off the land, and most importantly, to never travel that highway alone. But now that he's gone, leaving her as a teenage orphan in the care of her aunt, she vanishes into the mountainous terrain, hoping everyone will believe she's just been taken, like girls get taken on the road. So we don't know really what's going on with her. We know that she left on her own volition, but we don't know what happened to her after that. And then a year after Hailey decides to leave, these two sisters, Beth and Amber, are also from Cold Creek. Amber was murdered and Beth comes back to try to solve her sister's murder. She's trying to understand what happened to her and why, but Beth's search for answers is putting a target on her back by threatening to reveal the truth behind Hailey's disappearance. I am so excited to see what goes on here. I love the way that Chevy Stevens writes really, really dark, propulsive psychological thrillers, and I've heard great things about this one. I really loved her novel from earlier this year, The Hitchhikers. Or no, I read an arc of it, so it's probably just gonna come out this month. Actually, if you haven't read The Hitchhikers by Chevy Stevens, go pre-order it, go put a hold on your library version of it, because oh my god, it's amazing. It is what made me want to read Chevy Stevens' entire backlist. Another thriller on my TBR this month is The Woman in Suite 11 by Ruth Ware. This is another sequel. I read The Woman in Cabin 10 a while ago, like when it came out almost a decade-ish ago, I think. And now we have a sequel. We're following the same journalist who is going on another trip. Apparently it's going to be cursed again, because yet again, people are going to start dropping dead on this beautiful trip that she's supposed to be reviewing for a travel magazine. But instead of just doing that, she's going to end up mixed up in a murder, solving it yet again. And I love that formulaic stuff. I also love Ruth Ware's writing, so I'm really excited to get into this. I really wanted to get to it earlier, but I'm glad that I'm finally coming around. I was just in such a slump in September. Like, I really wanted to read it this past month, but I just could not. Alas, it was not in the cards for me. Wait until you see my September wrap up. It's literally, it's like pitiful. But I actually just filmed that, and it's also kind of funny, so you definitely still want to watch it. Next up, I have another thriller, and that is Rabbit Hole by Kate Brody. This is another one of those thrillers that has commentary on like true crime and true crime obsession. This is about a girl who goes missing, and it drives her father absolutely insane that he doesn't know what happened to his daughter. He gets deeply involved in Reddit true crime communities, and then he ends up dead. And everyone thinks that he killed himself, but his other daughter, who's still living, has doubts about that. And when she finds out that he was engrossed in this rabbit hole on the web, she starts to look into it more and think that maybe something different happened to him, and maybe something more sinister happened to her sister than what they originally thought. It sounds like a really, really interesting thriller. I love stuff that goes into like dark web, Reddit, true crime communities. It's reminding me of This Book Will Bury Me by Ashley Winstead, which I gave 5 stars, and also the nonfiction book American Kingpin, which is all about the dark web. I fucking loved that book. It was one of my favorites of a few years ago. I want those vibes, but from a thriller. Like, you know, The Collective by Allison Galen? Like, those are the vibes that I want. Oh my god, I just gave like 8 recommendations. I haven't even read this book yet, but yeah, those are the vibes that I'm looking for. Another one that I think will be so fun for around Halloween time is Strange Pictures by Uketsu. And this book does in fact have some strange pictures in it. I've been flipping through it just like, what the hell? Like, what can I show y'all? Like, what in the hell is this? What is going on? Who's she? Who are they? I don't know. Basically, there's 9 weird photos in this book, and each one of them houses a clue to solve an overall mystery that we're trying to get to by the end of the book. I don't know. Somehow everything's gonna come together, and I've heard really, really great things about this one. So, really unique premise. If it works out, I think I'll be obsessed with it. Also, just like looking at creepy pictures on an October Eve, like, yeah, say less, I'm there. Also, because I'm reading Tell Me I'm Worthless for my readathon, I wanted to read the other book that I have on my shelves from Alison Rumfitt. Maybe do a little taste test, sneak a little taste test in there or something. That is Brainworms, and this, I think this is gonna be up my alley. It also reminds me of that clip of T.S. Madison. I don't know if she's saying brainworms. She might be saying something else, but I just think of brainworms, brainworms. Anyway, this is another work of trans fiction, which we need more of right now more than ever. We are following a trans woman named Frankie, and when a TERF bombs her workplace, she blows up Frankie's life along with the building. The media descends like vultures, and Frankie is just trying to cope with the carnage. Then she meets Vanya. Mysterious, beautiful, terrifying Vanya, and the two hit it off immediately. But as the relationship intensifies, so does Frankie's feeling that Vanya is hiding something. And when Vanya's secrets threaten to tear them apart, Frankie starts digging and unearths a sinister, depraved conspiracy, the roots of which go deeper than she ever imagined. It's about political terrorism and the depths of love, pain, and identity. Yup, give me my socially conscious horror. You know that's what I want. I live for it. And I believe I only have a couple more. There are a couple books that I have like pushed in the corner over here because I'm about to film a haul video as well. I know I'm gonna read a couple things in that stack in October. Like there's a new Gretchen Felker Martin book that I really want to read. It's a novella. There's also the new Samantha Downing, Too Old for This. That is my Pretty Girl book club for the month of October. If you don't know, I host a book club. It's where a lot of stuff for my readathon is going to take place. So if you ever wanted to try it out and participate, October is the month to do so. And our Pretty Girl book club pick for the month of October is Too Old for This by Samantha Downing. So I will be reading that this month as well. It's just over there in that stack for my later filming today, and honestly I'm too lazy to go get it. So just imagine, okay, just imagine that I have it here, and join the book club if you want. The link is always down below for my Patreon. So anyway, I know I'm going to be reading those things. The last 2 that I have on my TBR are actually YA books, and the first one I've heard wonderful things about. This is one of my friend Aspen's favorite books, and that is I Feed Her to the Beast and the Beast is Me by Jameson Shea. And can we just look at this cover for one moment? I'm sorry I have this ugly half-price book sticker, but also like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I love her. And this is about a girl who gets into this like crazy prestigious ballet school in Paris, and she learns that like in the Paris catacombs you can basically sell your soul for eternal like youth, beauty, talent or something. So she goes down there. She goes in the Paris catacombs and she wants to be the best dancer in Paris. So she starts to make a deal with the devil. And I believe it ruins her little life and her career and everything around her. And there's also a sequel that is apparently really great as well. So hopefully this is a YA that I can get into. And the last book on my October 2025 TBR is The Last Girl Standing by Jennifer Dugan. You know I had to have a classic slasher on here. That is just the October vibe for me. This is about two girls who are survivors of a horrible camp massacre. Think like Friday the 13th style, Camp Crystal Lake. Everyone gets slashed. These two girls survive and they end up dating. They end up trauma bonded and falling in love, as teens will do when you survive a slasher together. But one of the girls over time starts wondering, like, did my girlfriend actually have something to do with that? And when the events start repeating themselves again, she has even more doubts. I think this is going to be so fun, so solid, just the perfect classic slasher vibes that I need, and it's sapphic and we love to see that. So with that, those are all the books that I have to choose from for my October reading. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and watching this video. I really hope that you will participate with me in Happy Hailey-ween the last week of the month if you want to watch that video for all the information and for merch, because I launch Happy Hailey-ween merch and it's really fucking cute. Here's a photo of it in case you're interested. All the merch will be linked down below. The announcement video will be linked down below. My book club will be linked down below if you want to join in the events on Patreon. Get into it. I would love to see you around in the chat. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful reading month in October. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And if you are not on Patreon, make sure when you subscribe, you hit the notification bell, because then you will get notified when I am going live on YouTube for everybody, not just Patreon. I'm going to make a point to do that a few times throughout my Happy Hailey-ween readathon. So can't wait to see you guys then. Thanks so much again for watching this video, and don't forget to read a book and go to therapy this week, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!